So, I need to make this video, okay? This is a pretty serious video, okay? So, about my colonoscopy that was completed. And, I want to talk about this, okay? So, I go, it happened today, went in at 10, starts and left at like 12:30, 1 o'clock. But for the last few days of before this happened, there's a preparation that other people are doing around me when I go to restaurants or when I go to the grocery store to pick something up very quick at a Walgreens. And it's very calculated to trigger certain memories and thoughts that make me feel very uncomfortable. I don't want to remember them, and I'm not going to treasure as the Cooper family as heroes and white supremacist heroes, and I got it wrong and all. I know exactly what the fuck happened. And they send people that looks exactly like Ken Cooper to come harass me at the fucking restaurants. And they start doing this white privilege, white supremacy, sticking up in the air around me. And they will make comments, and they take on that character of they tried to redefine and erase and make up a story of what this filthy pig and this goddamn kid and Sarah Cooper really were. And none of these pieces of shit don't give a fuck. This is strictly about race and faggotry. This is, if you're gay, you're on that side. If you're fucking white, you're fucking fight for white supremacy, Ken Cooper. I don't give a fuck. Nothing matters about this. You're fucking white, you stick with your fucking white. You're fucking, if Kenneth did something for the blacks, okay, we'll stick with the blacks. But this is full blown. They don't give a fuck. And I can't even explain the fucking hell that these motherfuckers do around me. And it's someone that's telling these people to show up and do this to me. And like I go over to Long John Silver's. They've been doing this for the last couple days, right? When I went to Target last week, they send Ken Cooper the lookalikes and impressions to walk around me. It starts playing the roles that he's supervising Miguel, how he fucking raped Frankie and he was a savior and he was just playing police officer. So they're always trying to brainwash me and reinvent the story by force and threat and fear. So once you're put in submission and you know somebody else is in control, they'll use fear. When they know that you're in fear, they'll use threat. And they'll imply the threat because they know the police officers and all the faggots are there to help them in their faggotry, because Ken Cooper's a corrupted police officer and detective that was throwing motherfuckers in prison his entire fucking career. I mean, the minute I was 5 years old, Frankie showed up in his police uniform and didn't do a goddamn thing to my mother and father. And they're all making this up because that is the biggest shame of any career that you could do to anyone. Almost just as equal as almost you could do to what they did to me. But they don't want to do it to this faggot, this piece of shit, this pig motherfucker. They don't want to do it to him and Sarah Cooper and Kenneth. So, the Cooper family. So what happens is putting me in the public eye and raping me with a transgender and then doing it playing music for the transgender and the gays, you're always that symbol. You're always for them. It doesn't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. I had 10 blonde girls. It doesn't matter. 10 white girls, 10 good-looking Japanese girls. It doesn't fucking matter. It absolutely doesn't fucking matter. They know they need a faggot on statue. They know, and then they make up their stories. And they know they got it all on played out. The cards played out. They know it's going to happen. But what happens is that they're doing this, and I'm not inviting it. I'm always having to run the fucking way or get the fuck out of a different aisle or try to deter, because they're so aggressively trying to poison my mind. And this is the terror that has been terrorizing me for so long, even in my 20s, of what they were doing to my mother. Because my mother's 100,000 times more vulnerable. And if you're gay, you don't understand women. You will never understand fucking women at all. You will never understand women as well, the capability as of a man really does, because you don't fuck them. You don't stick your dick inside a vagina and want to fuck them and get them pregnant. You don't understand that. You don't want that. It doesn't matter how much you think you understand that. So what happens is this happens periodically for like a week before my colonoscopy. I haven't told anybody. 3 days ago, I'm at Long John Silver. A guy shows up, and they start playing Patrol Miguel. And the focus is to trigger anything in my mind that has to do with sticking something in my rectum and applying threat. The individual's a little bit more masculine. He wants to apply his threat and his control, his order of what his belief is. Now, to me, this throws me off. They're shooting my left heel again. This throws me off about everything that's going on, because it just makes me mad, because I want to take this personal. I want to take this personal, and I just know violence isn't going to work. You know, not only likely to I get my ass beat, but what I want to do is going to make me go to prison for 20 years or for the rest of my life. What I want to do to them. Because you're just doing this for white supremacy. You're doing this for your fucking faggots. This is nothing more. You do this for white power. You want to make this Ku Klux Klan for you, or for your black niggas or your faggots. Then you know it's war. Like, it's nothing good. I understand the fucking field that what's happening. Okay, but I'm always deterring. Try to stay away. They'll shout out things behind me. Oh no, you're fine when you got raped. And they won't say raped, but they'll make sure they say it behind me, because they know the subject is about who got fucked in the ass and raped. And they get some old lady to sound like Sarah Cooper. Right? These old transgender pieces of shit, white ladies. Right? Because remember, this is white supremacy. But I'm sitting on a corner edge of Long John Silver. The other individual, the muscular guy, white supremacist piece of shit, shows up. And he starts talking aggressive to the other lady that's there. Because when you start talking aggressive and you have that lady, he goes, yeah, all right. And he says it just like that as he's squeezing out something, and he makes sure that I see it. So he's applying his threat. I never met this piece of shit, and nothing is going good through my mind, but I have to force myself to just fucking throw it out, forget about it. Like, it's because it's so personal, because you want to apply who's getting fucked in the ass, and you have your fucking police officers doing this shit for you, piece of shit motherfucker. You know, and I get angry, and this is why they don't let me lift weights. Because the truth is, if I was lifting weights and I was really muscular, if there was ever a fight, I promise you, they're not going to get up. I'm going to strangle them to fucking death, and you know, plummet them really fucking nasty. This is not for me to go walking in with the glory. This is going to me in a Supreme Court over serious charges. But they don't. So the more they decay my body, the more people become vulnerable. Your mind becomes weak. I tell you to worship Jesus Christ. They start beating me, and so on and so on. But regardless, violence doesn't do anything. It results into nothing, because my life is only trash and worthless to these people. And it will be even less worth trash to these police officers and even in the jailhouse. You're worthless. You're just like Auschwitz, throwing you in the oven, burning you, worthless corpse. You don't count for nothing. They just use you for your resources. That's it. You're worthless. Your life meant nothing to this world, or nobody in this world. They're worthless. Is to degrade you as much as you possibly exist in life as you can, and only use it for them. So they know about Michael Jackson. They know about the rapes. They know who got the money, who got away with the faggots, and who the faggot movement and political power and President Barack Obama. They already know they want everything. But I don't say anything, and I walk out. And I leave. But there's two black couples, a black guy and a black woman. This is to tickle Barack Obama and Michelle Obama when they were taunting me when I went to McDonald's years ago when I saw these parasites. And I didn't say anything, and they're just plain stupid. The entire vibe, anybody that interact with, is fucking dead on garbage. Worthless. I just know immediately this is I don't give a fuck about your life. You don't give a fuck about mine. And you do nothing that comes out of your mind or mouth is good. Nothing. It's to manipulate, poison. I'm going to make this about us, and then I'm going to use everything. Pointing, body language, expressions, everything. The cash register person looks exactly like Kenneth and is a transgender. female. And this person just uses anything that involves around religion, right? Satanic, Jesus Christ, to use that as a lethal weapon to kill. Remember? Okay, so they know when you go to a colonoscopy, which I'm not telling people, I didn't know this, but they put you to sleep. I didn't know this. I really thought they were going to keep me awake, and they just put a camera into my rectum. And then they look, and I'm looking at the camera or whatever. They have me on my belly, and that's how they do it. I didn't know they actually put people to sleep when they do it. I had no idea. But these people know this. So what they do is they start training the brain of its victim. They start training the victim that they want to perpetrate to get into the mind of how can I contaminate and use fear as a way to dissemble this human being, this person. Because I want to get what I want. I want to do this for faggot Kenneth. I want to do this for this worthless bitch who's guttering out my mother, Sarah Cooper. I want to make my white race supreme and my faggot community supreme for Michael Jackson and the gay community and for my black niggas, Barack Obama. That's the key role here. Nothing else. If it's not about prejudice race, it's about faggots. You're gay, I'm straight, you're on that side, I'm on that side. All bets are off. All bets are off. But I don't ever say this. I have to just continue being nice. I have to continue knowing that I'm talking to somebody. I don't give a fuck about your life because I know what you're doing, but I'm not going to express that toward you. I'm still going to be kind to you, nice. And she starts pointing, the transgender starts pointing to, oh, what did you want? You want this fish and this chicken right here? All right. And then she bends down and goes, and starts looking at me. So it's training the brain to use fear of, oh my God, I was Jesus. So and these are people that every place that I go to, this is what they do. They use, I control the afterlife. If you don't do what I told you my God does, you go to burning with Satan in hell. And I want to make sure and put that fear into you. So every decision you ever going to make is going to work for me because we got away with raping you, taking your money, fucking your mother, bearing your little worthless bitch Miranda, and Ken at the Keynote 97 on the beat from my niggas came through. And for the gay community and Michael Jackson, oh, this is for American flag now. No, this is, and they'll just keep doing that. I'm very clear what's going on, but I'm always trying to be polite. I'm always trying to be like, almost kind of like my mother being victimized all the time. I can't even imagine what my mother did because these piece of shits don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about them, and I know they don't, they don't get, because that's the intention. Who they're feeling sorry for is the wrong person. They don't care, even if they knew the entire truth. They just pick a side because they want to pick that side. They don't pick it because it's right. They don't pick it because of any other reason. It's just like when President Barack Obama became black president, every black person you came across and said, are you voting for? You voting for you, Barack or a white guy? Barack, because he's black. There's no other reason. Yeah, because he's black. That's it. It's the same thing in everywhere I go. Walk out of Long John Silver's. Monday, today's Tuesday, Sunday and Monday, I don't eat anything for 2 days, or for nearly 2 days. Sunday, or toward the end of Sunday, I didn't eat anything. Sunday, I drink the liquid at night. Monday, Monday, I don't eat anything. Drink at 4 o'clock, the liquid. Then Tuesday arrives, wake up 6:30 in the morning, drink my liquids, and I go to the doctor. Okay? Now, what I'm about to say is even going to be more frightening. In the preparation of a ceremony of death, execution, and satanic sort of sacrifice. And this is why I believe a lot of these people should not be working in the medical field, because some are very dangerous and very sick, but they're smart, but they're very sick, and they should not be in the medical field. They should not be nurses. They should not be in that world, because they can do a lot of harm to people that are sick and needy, and it's just for dark bitterness that they want to victimize their victims, and they'll apply that, like in my circumstance. In this next video, I'll explain to you what happened. This is part 1. Next video is part 2.